everybody, Tekking101 here, and welcome back to my discussion series on the S-Class heroes of One Punch Man. Today's video is going to be about a badass martial artist. I think we all know who I'm talking about. No, not Mr. Miyagi. No, not that one either. Does he even fucking count? Yeah, there we go. Silver Fang, or just simply Bang. Yeah, I know, both of those names could basically be a hero name. Silver Fang, hero name. Bang, real name. Think there could be maybe a few other ways that you could take that, especially during his teenage years. That must have been a little bit awkward, but yeah. Whenever you have an old character like this in a battle, you know, shown in manga, and his name is just Bang, then that's pretty much all I need to tell you. I don't really need to go beyond this. You could pretty much just defer that he's a badass, but I'll go on with it anyway. So, Silver Fang is the ranked 3 S-Class hero of the Hero Association, regarded for his prestige as a martial artist and for his developments of his unique martial art that he created, the Water Stream Rock Crushing Fist, or Water Stream Rock Smashing Fist. See, all the different martial arts in the One Punch Man universe, and there are many, they're all different, like, you know, like 4 or 5 words all strung together, and they just usually end with fist. But basically the general concept behind Bang's martial art is it's the water flowing across the rock and then smashing into it, and then, you know, it's very gentle, but at the same time it can leave a devastating attack, you know, and so his martial art caters to that, you know, nice fluent arm motion, and then, you know, devastating attack and pinpoint accuracy. That's the kind of stuff that he teaches, and we see that he's a very good teacher that's well respected by almost every single one of his pupils. The one black sheep, the one that kind of, you know, maybe took his teachings and went a different direction with it, as in massacring his entire dojo and then leaving to fight against all the heroes of the world and his, you know, unbridled desire to become a monster that would kill all do-gooders. That was one situation where things kind of went south, but aside from that, the other 99% of his pupils all turned out okay. Like Sourface, and Shunrako, and I'm sure there were others, you know, see, there you go, there's some more. Oh, look, you can see Bomb in the background there, that's cool. But yeah, so, he was a good master, and he was, by the way, he was actually a B-rank hero before he became S-Class, before the Hero Association created the S-Class ranking. It was just, you know, C, B, and A, and basically why the S-Class was created was because some of the heroes behaved in such an, like an unpredictable fashion that just made them devastatingly strong, like Watchdog Man and Metal Bat and Super Alloy. They all used to be Class C, but they were like wiping out monsters left and right beyond even an A class, so then they had to create the S class to kind of put in all the special heroes that were, you know, behaving beyond the class that they were put in. So yeah, you might look at Bang's ranking and you might say, rank 3, that's, I mean, he's a badass, no question, but you're putting him, you know, right behind Blast and Tatsumaki. I mean, who else is... I mean, like, Metal Knight has the ability to, like, control an entire legion of robots and launch fucking, you know, Hellfire missiles. Bang is pretty badass, but I don't think he could just, you know, rip off his shirt and fire missiles out of his well-toned chest, you know what I mean? But his skill as a martial artist transcends any other martial artist that we've seen so far. You know, even when Garou was doing his crazy monster mode shit, Garou was still, it was still an even match for Bang. You know, it of course ended with Saitama taking out Garou at the end, but then Bang kind of came in and is like, alright, well, I gotta take responsibility for this situation because he was my pupil after all. And by the way, that's another thing about Bang's character that's rather interesting, you know, there's a lot of times where I forget that Bang actually has no blood relation to Garou. Because you want to think that sometimes. You want to think like Bang is Garou's grandfather or something. And the reason that Bang is so dead set on trying to bring Garou back from his monsterification and kind of try to stop him in his hero slaughter is because there's some, you know, blood connection, but there isn't. It's simply a relationship between master and student. Think of it like, you know, Mr. Miyagi teaches Daniel-san all this karate shit, and then all of a sudden Daniel-san decides, you know, fuck you, old man, I'm gonna go out there in the world and just start beating the shit out of anybody that looks at me funny. And some of the people that even look at me not funny. I'm just gonna go and slaughter whoever I feel like. Do you think that Mr. Miyagi will go, all right, it's time that I take care of this, Daniel-san, and he goes off on a freaking... Man, they need to reboot the Karate Kid, and they need to do that shit. I don't know what they were doing with that Jackie Chan crap, but they need to reboot it like that. That would have been awesome. But yeah, that's simply all it is. Bang feels so responsible for teaching Garou martial arts and not dealing with the problem when he was in the dojo, that this is like his mission in life now. Like, this is like his if I die doing this, then I will die happy. If I die bringing Garou to justice after all the shit he did. Now, he didn't necessarily... I hesitate to say, I don't think he killed any one of Bang's students. I think he just beat the shit out of them to the point where they didn't want to, you know, be part of his dojo anymore, except for Chunrako. But I don't think he necessarily killed any, but then again, it is Garou, so he probably did. I just can't remember. I don't think it was directly stated that he just, like, killed a shit ton of people in the dojo. He just, you know, brutally beat them all up, and then, you know, they all left because they were afraid of Garou after that point. So something else about Bang that's interesting is that when you look at a lot of older badass characters in anime, they usually have some kind of quirky nature about them. Like, look at Master Roshi. Could fuck you up any day of the week, but oh, he's a pervert, he's addicted to porno mags and the nosebleed skits, and that's all funny, that's all well and good. No, with Bang, think more of like Master Yoda. You know, he's the kind of guy who's like old and brittle on the outside, doesn't look like he's really that much, but he could really kick your ass 8 ways to Sunday, and when he gets serious, he gets serious. There's not a lot of quirky things about Bang. There's a few, like, watch the OVA special, the Bang Who Is Too Overbearing. There's, like, little quirks and stuff with Bang's character that are interesting, but he's very dedicated to his task. You know, he's a teacher. That's what he does. You know, and he's trying to constantly get Saitama and Genos to join his dojo, for one thing, because, well, he has no students left because of Garou, and also he sees the great potential in Saitama, and he wants to show him, you know, like, okay, I will show him true martial arts, and that'll, you know, because Bang is still kind of somewhat oblivious to, you know, Saitama's true power, although after the whole encounter with Garou, I think he would be one of the more intelligent people to figure out what's really going on here. Yeah, he's a teacher, that's what he does, and whenever you piss him off, whenever you cross him, he's not really gonna mince words with you all that much, you know. There was a moment when this, I think it was a demon-level threat, started attacking the city. The Jin guy, the guy that has all the, like, the body armor and, like, the boxing gear and stuff, and he started terrorizing the people, and he was fighting against Smile Man, and Smile Man was having a little bit of a problem with this. Smile Man's an A-class hero. Bang just jumps out of nowhere and just pounds this fucking guy, demon-level threat, just into oblivion. Alright, and it's not like he deals it with just, like, if he really wanted to, he could just, like, one hit, dead. That's in his potential to do that, but instead he does, like, a bunch of furious, just devastating Gatling hits with his martial arts, you know, the flowing hands and just pummeling him from all these different directions and just, you know, instead of, like, just blows him up that way. You know, once again, you might say his rank is pretty crazy, but consider this point. Bang fought against Super Alloy Darkshine in sort of like a sparring match, and Super Alloy came out and said it was a one-sided bout. It was a one-sided victory. Bang kicked my ass. Even though Super Alloy is, like, you know, physically just, like, sheer just muscle. You know, and in terms of just pure muscle power, I would say the strongest out of all the S-Class heroes easily. But Bang has similar muscular strength, he's just getting on in years, but also his technique that he developed over decades and decades is just so finely tuned and flawless that he's not just capable of delivering these devastating pinpoint attacks, but also able to redirect attacks and take those attacks and, you know, send the force back on them. Now, granted, a lot of the stuff that we've seen from the martial art, the Water Stream Rock Smashing Fist, is also coming from Garou's end, because Garou uses it as well. He uses it when Tank Top Master's beating the shit out of him. He then uses the technique to rebound a lot of Tank Top Master's hits into him, and that's how he damages him. And then later on, he uses it to redirect all of Metal Bat's techniques. Remember, Metal Bat, I don't know if you're aware of this, but Metal Bat fights with a bat. you know, a nigh indestructible bat created by Metal Knight that this thing can handle pretty much hitting anything and will not dent, will not, you know, bend the slightest. And he's like fucking savage tornado hurling this thing in a massive just volley of swings at Garou. And Garou, with nothing but just his body and his martial art training and nothing to block it, uses his hands and the water stream rock smashing fist to redirect and send back these attacks. Now, Garou did have a little bit of damage afterwards. His hands were, like, shaking a little bit from redirecting all these blows. But, and Garou mentions if he took any one of them head on, that would cause some serious damage. But he was still able to redirect these attacks like they were nothing. And I'm sure Bang would be capable of just the same amount of things. You know, given the fact that he not only created the martial art, but he's been messing with it for decades, whereas Garou, I mean, Garou is still pretty damn impressive for just learning it at a rather young age and being able to exhibit it to this extent, but it's a very devastating martial art, I guess, what I should be getting across here. As long as you have a well-toned body, and you're able to use it to its fullest extent, then yeah, it's a very devastating martial art. Bang also has a brother named Bomb. Also, you can just figure out, I mean, his name is fucking Bomb, and his martial art is like Whirlwind Iron Cutting Fist or something. Now, we haven't actually seen what that can do on its own. We saw a combination attack when they were fighting against Overgrown Rover, who was a dragon-level threat during the Monster Association arc. Bomb and Bang teamed up, and they used this combination of their martial artists to beat back this dragon-level threat. Although, don't think of that as so impressive, like, oh, Bang and Bomb teaming up can take on a dragon-level threat. No. Bang took out two of them back to back with little to no effort, and I think he even admitted that he was holding back a little bit. Yeah, he shows up on the battlefield. There's Fuhrer Ugly, dragon-level threat. There's Gums, dragon-level threat. Boom, boom! Bang was pissed in that fight, okay? You know, don't fuck with Bang. Holy shit. Two dragon level threats capable of wiping out multiple cities. Bang just, you know, I think he does like a direct attack, sort of like, you know, precision thing against Fuhrer Ugly, and then just Gums, just, it's irrelevant. It's like, whatever. His sights were aimed for Garou. He has other techniques too, like whenever that giant meteor was falling on Z City, which, by the way, he didn't really have any way to really fight against the giant meteor, like I said. He doesn't have the same kinds of, like, capabilities of, like Metal Knight and shit. Even Metal Knight wasn't able to break it. But he still went. You know, he still went to a city that he knew a giant meteor was about to fall on, and he's like, well, I mean, maybe there's something I could do, and it turns out to be there was something he could do. You know, he helped out Genos a little bit of comedic effect, and then he was able to protect Genos against the falling debris of the molten rock of this meteor. He was able to use the water stream rock smashing fist, I think it was called Encampment, where he made like a protective dome where, like, it's kind of like, honestly, it's sort of like Neji Hyuga's, you know, like 8 trigram shit, where he blocks every attack in a vicinity around him. That was kind of the deal, what they were going with here. So he's capable of doing that. There's also another technique he's used called Abandonment, and this is most likely the technique he used to finish off Mezzalguard. By the way, Mezzalguard, also dragon-level threat, although he was a little bit more of an annoying dragon-level threat because even if you just pound the shit out of him with the whatever martial art you use, you're still gonna... You know, he's still going to reform himself until you destroy the marbles, but as Bang stated, you know, even a monkey could figure it out what kind of trick you're doing, so he, you know, breaks into his head and grabs the marble and then crushes it. That might have been the technique, but we're not really sure yet. It's stated in like a data book, but I don't think it's been translated yet, was the reason there. That's that. Also interesting, and this is a big webcomic spoiler. I know I put the spoiler at the beginning of the video that this is gonna spoil webcomic shit, but just to let you know, Bang is currently actually not part of the Hero Association. He actually left after the fight with Garou. He resigned from the Hero Association, so I don't know if that means that everybody gets bumped up a notch, like Atomic Samurai is now rank 3, be or whatever, or if they just leave the post open or somebody else takes it up, I don't know. But currently in the story, he is no longer part of the Hero Association. I don't know how that's going to pan out, because I don't believe we've seen him since the fight with Garou. So whatever that's going to go down now, because he dealt with Garou and everything like that, I don't know what he's going to do now. He's going to maybe try to reopen the dojo and try to start back over from scratch, or he might go and... Bang seems like the kind of guy, like, I will travel the world now to atone for my past sins or whatever shit. I don't know. He's a very honorable dude who usually plays by the wise old master rulebook. Yeah, you know, there's a wise old master rulebook. You gotta wake up at dawn every day, and you gotta comb your awesome hair. You know, in Bang's case, he has a mustache. Oh my god, I just realized what Bang reminds me of. It's been driving me crazy for the past year and a half. Dr. Garou from Dragon Ball Z. Yeah. I mean, just, it's... God damn it, Dr. Garou, son of a bitch. That's crazy. I mean, well, One Punch Man takes a lot of stuff from Dragon Ball, so, I mean, I'm not going to say I'm surprised, but damn, just got that. Yeah. Okay, well, anyway, that's pretty much all I have to say about Bang. You know, like I said, these discussion videos, I have to deal with a lot more S-Class heroes than I do, like, with One Piece. You know, like the Straw Hats, there's 9 of them. There's 17 S-Class heroes, and if I'm hoping to get them completed, if I'm going to hope to get through these, I just gotta do it, you know, gotta go forward and do it. But I hope you enjoyed, and comment below on all the different reasons why Bang is badass, what you hope for him later on in the story, what he's gonna do, or, you know, after he's decided to resign from the Hero Association, if he's gonna join up with another one of those groups, or if he's just gonna do something else, you know, like I said, travel the world or whatever. Do you think we've seen the last of Garou? Because Garou is still alive, he's not dead, he just got beat into submission, and now he feels like he was beaten basically into depression. He's like, I'm awesome, I'm great. Oh, now I'm not anymore great. So, that whatever you will. You know, I want to see more, because there's in the manga right now, in the Maroda version, there's a bunch of different martial arts that were introduced in the tournament and everything. There's a lot of martial arts that are introduced in the manga. I remember when Garou transformed into a god, he was going over all the different types of martial arts that were, and there were quite a few of them, before settling on his, like, god annihilator, like, god slaying annihilation fist, or whatever the hell he called it. And that's part of the joke, by the way. These really long, drawn-out, all these martial arts names, like Whirlwind Iron Cutter Fist, you know, Water Stream Rock Smashing Fist, you know, God Slayer Annihilating Fist. You know, that's kind of like the joke, you know, all the different, like, anime and the shonen mangas and all that shit, that are all battle-centric and things, having ridiculous, like, martial arts names and shit. But I hope to see more of that, and I cannot wait until we get to the Monster Association invasion in the Maroda comic, and we're gonna get to see Bang and Bomb teaming up. We're gonna see Bang just KOing these fucking these dragon level threats. It's gonna be beast. So hope to check back here next time. Later, guys. Next time, Atomic Samurai. Later.